This is a few things about Boochi the Rock. I love this one. I watched it a while ago, not a long while ago, and I resaw it a few times, checked out different people's reactions to it because I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to see how different people reacted to it. And I realized that it was pretty easy to figure out who could understand and who really couldn't, I guess, understand what was going on in the character's mind and what the show was about. The show's obviously about Bocchi, a girl who wants to learn to play guitar so she can become famous despite being extremely anxious in public. She has some severe social anxiety. That I could relate to. So when I watched this, I had high hopes to see how they portrayed this in a character, and I think they did a fantastic job. When watching, they had a lot of really, some might say weird, animated scenes, I guess, whenever she was spiraling out of control in her head. And when I saw this, my first immediate thought was that these people did a fantastic job of showing a visual representation about what goes on in the mind, or how it feels when you're spiraling, I guess. And that's actually why I wanted to see what other people said about these scenes, and I saw a few different reactions. The ones that I saw that I felt could get it were like, oh, I understand what she's doing, I get this makes sense. Other people thought it was just funny, and then there was people who said it was like weird and didn't make sense. Those people probably have never had that feeling to that extent, so it might be difficult to understand or comprehend. But for all I know, it just happened to be something that I could relate to while watching. So it's no real way to tell whether or not the animator is just messing around and somehow created the most perfect visual representation of somebody spiraling in their head. Throughout the show, there was a lot of really good music. That I really enjoyed the music in the show. And it wasn't all just Bocchi spiraling. There was also a lot of trying to level up, trying to get, I guess, a little better at being in public, trying to get to that point of being famous for being in a band like she always wanted. And there was a lot of really nice characters that I immediately fell in love with and wished I could have seen more of it. It was just a 12-episode thing. There's also, I'm pretty sure, a manga, but I've never seen it. I've just seen the anime. I really like that she kept her character throughout the show, and despite meeting new people and making new friends, she still acted, I guess, in a way that somebody with the social anxiety would around these people, and constantly overthinking and questioning whether or not these people are really her friends, or whether or not she's, I guess, annoying them or anything. Just the casual stuff that somebody might think about. And there was a lot of the people around her might think she's strange, but the people who wanted to get to know her and understand her all learned to understand when she's spiraling, when she needs them to step back, when she needs them to lend a hand or anything. They were all willing to help and get to know her, despite her very interesting actions from time to time, and really sad, I guess, depressing moods that she can get. They all still liked her and still wanted to get to know her and wanted her to get out of her shell and all that, even if it was very, very, very slowly but surely. And they all had their own dreams that they wanted and things they wanted to do, and so it was nice to see them connect and become this interesting group of friends of a lot of different personalities. It was 4 of them. Huh? Yeah. They gave a lot of very realistic points of views, as in, like, what Bocchi's thinking in a same situation as what another person might be thinking. Like Bocchi and Kita, who's an extreme introvert and an extreme extrovert. You got to see them like trying to hold a conversation with each other. And you see Bocchi's thinking like, oh, this person is great, the most fantastic person, and they have all this great speaking abilities, but they're also way too much, and their aura is too big, and I have a hard time following along with what her plans are. And then you have her and Rio, who at one point they think, oh, this person understands, this person's also alone, but then Bocchi realizes that there's a distinction between the two, because Rio likes to be alone rather than always ends up alone like Bocchi. So it was a lot of very comedic, funny, I guess, scenes to represent how she's like, oh, I want to connect with these people, but oh, they're actually too different. But maybe there's a chance, but I'm not really sure about it, though. This person's way too different. But then, they end up, I guess, becoming close eventually, so it was just fun to see all the different, I guess, characters and how they interacted with each other. Extreme extrovert, the loner but not lonely, and then these other people who, I guess, guide her along the way of becoming a quality member of a band and really putting herself out there, even if it's only like one step out of like 1,000. So, but it was nice to have these people, especially these slightly older characters who were like, we've been in the business and we know that you have an interesting personality and a rough go of it. And I don't know, I really like those respectable teachers that like slowly giving their advice, especially the one where she understood immediately Bocchi's potential, but then tried to give advice only for Bocchi to think, oh, this person's mad at me, they're threatening me, oh, they don't like me or something. There's a lot of those funny, I guess, misunderstandings that are almost sad to watch, but still, I think they did a really great job of like showing what it's like, but not making the viewer who understands too depressed about it, because you understand that, wow, people out there really have an understanding about it, and they've proved it with an anime that was really fun to watch, with fantastic music and characters. So, that's all I have to say. I really hope that more people watch it, and more people understand what's going on when they watch it, and that people enjoy it, I guess. Especially the voice acting. That was another thing. Just all of Bocchi's lines were just like perfectly, like I don't know, it's like all the tones were just perfectly, you could hear it in her voice when she was like thinking about, whenever her mind was thinking about whether she was stressed or whether she was really excited about something or whether she was really depressed about something. You could always hear it. When she's freaking out, when she starts screaming at random points. Very funny, but also very relatable. That's it.